This is my 1.9 TDI model Lego vacuum engine. And with that, welcome to my new video. Yeah, this engine has about 300 cc. It has overhead valves, 2 per cylinder, in total 8. It's a long stroke 4-cylinder engine. It has 6x6 pistons, and I've managed to put some quirky features into it. So let's just start off with the turbo. As you can see, I've managed to put a turbocharger on it, and it's even detachable. So if I just take it off, you will see this is where the exhaust basically is. Technically it's the intake. This impeller is spun up by the air being sucked into the cylinder in the intake stroke when no vacuum is applied at the valves. I've managed to include some oil return lines just for the aesthetics. Here you can see the camshaft and the push rods working quite nicely. As you can see, I've came up with this rocker design because regular beams wouldn't be long enough. And I had to include the stud right here, otherwise it wouldn't be high enough. Moving on to the exhaust manifold with the throttle valve for the vacuum. I've used some tape, some painter's tape, all over the engine to seal off any leaks in the manifolds, so I can run it on less vacuum power. As you can see, here are the 4 cylinders. And this uses a cross-plane setup, meaning the outer pistons are 180 degrees offset and the middle 2 pistons are also 180 degrees offset, but the whole assembly is 90 degrees offset. I've put an accessory belt right here. It doesn't really move anything, but it's just cool in my opinion. And I've really spent a lot of time fiddling around with the valve design and just to get it running. It was also really hard to find the right spring type for it. That's why I used rubber bands on the intake valve. But on the exhaust valves, I used some really light springs from a model engine set, and they ended up working quite well actually. Yeah, there's also one flaw in my rocker design, which is if it gets opened too much, this happens. Yeah, this is not avoidable in my case, because if I use some different pieces here, it will mess up the valve clearance, which is not very good. And just as I promised, I'm gonna show you the valves and the cylinder head from the bottom. First of all, pistons from the top. It's a very smooth setup. And I've included the injector holes on the piston to make it more realistic of diesel. So those are the valves from the bottom, as you can tell. I've put some tape on there for them to seal way better. And as you can probably hear, they should seal pretty good on that surface. And now I'm going to show you the engine running. think that's gonna wrap up today's video. If you did enjoy, please don't hesitate to leave a like and subscribe my channel. That would help me a lot and I highly appreciate it. Thanks for watching and see ya.